Hey folks, it's Raina here. I am making a vlog about behind the scenes doing a tank show. We're gonna talk all about it, but first please like and subscribe. Click the bell if you want to get notified. Please check us out on patreon.com/RainaMermaid. For $2 a month, you can get all kinds of cool merchandise and exclusive content, special behind the scenes, like all kinds of really cool stuff. We have a lot coming out this summer, so $2 a month, that helps us make these videos. Check it out. We're having a really interesting night. We are supposed to be doing this tank show, and it is pouring rain and 12 degrees Celsius. The gig was not canceled. It was still on. I think it's rained every year for the past 5 years. We joke that June is no longer summer like it used to be for us. It's January, that's what we call it. It just seems to be because of like climate change and everything that all of our seasons have been pushed ahead by a month, and so it seems like we're still in spring even though it should be summer. So yeah, it's rained for the past 5 years, so we have tents and stuff. We're hoping we're gonna be okay. We weren't expecting it to be this cold though. 12 degrees Celsius is pretty darn cold. Literally, I'm texting with my mermaid Mimi, who is my second in command, and she's literally saying, we're gonna freeze, but we can do it. So I don't know who's gonna come out, but well see. It's a difficult thing. So for tank shows, they are a lot of work. We pack 2 vehicles with all the stuff we need. The tank that we use is on loan to us from a university, and we've done some work for them, and they actually let us use the tank for free, which is really cool. The tank is actually pretty small. People say all the time why I don't buy a really big tank, but we only get maybe 2 months out of the year of summer, and there aren't the kind of festivals here that would support. We don't have Ren festivals, we don't have stuff like that. If I bought this big giant tank, it would be a novelty that would get used, you know, 2 or 3 times a year, if that, and there's no way we'd break even on it. We'd have to store it for 10 months of the year, which would be really expensive because it's really freezing cold here, so you'd need to have some kind of climate control to keep it from getting damaged. Really, I'm not gonna look a gift seahorse in the mouth. We got this free small tank, so we're gonna stick with it. But we're having one of those days, let me tell you. Just a lot of things keep going wrong today. It's pouring, we are stuck in traffic. One of my team members is already setting up, another one needs to be picked up, and it feels like we're running late. I'm doing this film, and we have the camera set up, and the mount that it was on the dashboard literally just snapped, and the whole camera fell down. So thankfully, nothing but the mount broke, and I'm literally holding the camera, which is why it's kind of so zoomed in close to me, because I need to be able to hold it like this. I can't hold my arm out like that. So it's gonna be interesting. On top of it all, I have my mom's funeral tomorrow. So my mom passed away 2 years ago. Part of it was a rare disease, and she donated her body to science. So when you do that, they keep your body for a year or 2, and then they give it back. They cremate it and give us back the remains, and they have a special funeral service where they discuss sort of what they learned from that person. And where my mom had a rare disease, it's really important that they get people like her. In the same year that my mom died, she died in January. In September, my fraternal grandfather also died, and he was very close to being a centurion. So they wanted his body because he had been really healthy for a really long time, and they wanted to see basically why did he live so long and why was he healthy for so long. So he donated his body too. So the cool thing is they're both being given back to us on the same day, and the really cool thing is my mom did not go back to her maiden name, she kept my dad's name. So my mom and my grandfather have the same name, last name, and that means that they're gonna be on a plaque next to each other, which I think is really sweet because they really got along really well. So that's kind of cool, but it's still really stressful because there was this whole thing where I didn't know where the ashes were, we couldn't get a hold of anybody, it was like super stressful. The next day we have a wedding for one of our mermaids, so that's gonna be crazy. And then the next day we have a pool show, and we don't know how the weather's gonna go. And then the next day, which is Monday, which is Canada Day, I have back-to-back tank gigs, and then a tank gig at nighttime with the fireworks. So yeah, really, really crazy weekend. This is gonna be nuts. I don't know what we're about to get into because the weather is crazy. You can see it in the window, look at this. So yeah, also did I mention I only got 3 hours of sleep last night? It was really stressful. So let's just see what happens, folks. You're gonna get either a really cool gig or you're gonna get a lot of behind the scenes because maybe nobody will come. I can feel my face when I'm with you. Okay, hey, so we're here. It is raining. We are set up. We have a canopy. We have Nessie and we have Nessie. Do you see Nessie, or is it not gonna move? It's not gonna move. I have to move to Nessie. Okay, because there's this Nessie and this Nessie. So we bought a pump, which you see down there. Doesn't work. I mean, it will work. We just don't have enough stuff. We're gonna have to put weights for it to stay in properly. Yeah, we're kind of changing things on the fly here because we're trying to cope with the rain and obviously. So it's a bit tricky because we're really cramped in here so that nobody gets sick and stuff. Mimi's gonna be in the tank first. Nessie's gonna be our narrator. We're gonna do a script and Mimi's gonna be underwater and act it out. I'm gonna be behind the tank. I'm gonna be handing her objects. We're gonna have some music going while that happens. And then I'm gonna pop up and come sit in my chair. She's gonna be in here. We're gonna have the bubble machine on. And then we're gonna get in tails and get going. Well, hey folks, it's like 10 o'clock at night and we are finished our tank show and it was crazy. Yeah, so it was insane. The rain would not stop pouring. It just downpoured, like force gump rain. There was sideways rain, up and down rain. It was crazy. And people came out anyway. We were expecting nobody to come. We really thought this gig was going to be a write-off. And there must have been like 50 people standing outside our tent while we opened it to put on the show, standing in the pouring rain. And then they just kept coming all night, and they kept coming and coming. And so what started out as, all right, this is going to be a write-off, we're all going to be cold, we're all going to be cranky. We just kind of really fed off the energy of the crowd. Yeah, we actually had so much fun. We had a bubble machine, there were circus performers, there were so many kids. We had a few kids come who are on the spectrum and had a really good time, so their parents were really happy. We got to see our favorite little man, Torin, do his first solo performance for his acrobatic stuff. He was so good. It was just great. There was just so many people, and it was really fun. So I am soaked and frozen, and I'm going to have a bath, and all of our gear is soaked. Everything is soaked. My sneakers are soaked. I don't even know what I'm going to be able to do with it. Yeah, so it took us a little bit to tear everything down because of how wet everything was, and now we have to, it's 10 o'clock and I really just want to go get in the bath, but we still have to get all our gear in and get things cleaned up and dried and everything and organized. And then tomorrow I have to wake up and do my mom's funeral. So this is the unglamorous life of being a professional mermaid that people don't talk about. But I will tell you, it was really validating. Our team kicked butt. They were really great. It was really fun and adorable. And it was just really validating that so many people came out despite the fact that it was literally downpouring. I was afraid at one point that we were going to have thunder and lightning and we were going to have to cancel everything. But we didn't. It was good. So yeah, that is our video about one of our tank shows. We'll probably do another one for Canada Day where it's going to be really sunny and it'll be a different experience because it'll actually be probably like 1,000 people. It'll be nuts. So please like and subscribe, click the bell if you want to hear more, and definitely check us out on patreon.com/Raina Mermaid. Best wishes! All right, well, anyway. Well,